I'm Clarice Tinsley. The mother of the man shot and killed by Dallas police wants to know what happened. She says if what she's been told by police is right, something went terribly wrong yesterday that may have made the officer who shot Desmond Luster Sr. think he was the criminal police were looking for. Sean Rabb is first on Fox 4 with a follow-up story to the deadly police shooting. Sean.
Hi, Clarice. And what Beverly Luster Brown says she told 911 dispatchers will be very critical, perhaps to what officers, including that off-duty officer, was thinking yesterday. First, let me tell you what we know about the man who was killed, Desmond Luster Sr. First of all, we know he works two jobs, one as a process server for a local law firm, and that his mother says he's licensed to carry a gun. She also says that he has a contract with DISD, working at night, stocking concession stands in stadiums. A father of two whose son just last week signed a letter of intent to play football for an Oklahoma college, and we know his home now has been broken into twice in the last few days, the first time Friday night.
When we returned home from the stadiums on Friday night, the alarm company called and told him that his back door had been kicked in.
Beverly Luster Brown says her son Desmond, who was shot and killed by police Monday, had his home broken into Friday night and again yesterday. Desmond was at her house and raced home in his blue Dodge pickup, the same one shot up by an off-duty officer working at the Flying J. His brother behind him in this black Dodge truck.
He said, "Mama, it was three of them."
Desmond called his mother, saying he spotted three people running from his house. He drove through the power line easement behind his home to confront them.
When they refused to stop and was still coming, he fired. He said, "Mama, I've fired."
That's when she says she called 911.
I explained that he was a process server and that he did carry a gun because he delivered warrants.
Giving dispatch descriptions of her son's trucks. And she went to her son's home in the neighborhood behind the Flying J truck stop.
I'm at his house at this time.
With officers at the house?
With the officers at the house.
And you're asking 911 at the same time?
And I'm steady asking them, do you all have any word? Have they found them?
By this time, the shooting had already happened just blocks away on Bonneview. It was between 4:30 and 5 when the mother says a detective came to the home telling the family, "We have bad news for you." There was a confrontation at the Flying J. An off-duty officer apprehended a suspect.
Your son came up on the lot and jumped the curb. He feared for his life, so he just opened fire.
Luster Brown says the detective told her the off-duty officer was distraught.
And then the detectives also said, well, he's very remorseful, but the problem is the report that came from the 911 call said the suspects were driving the Ram trucks. I said, that's an absolute lie because I spoke with the 911 operator personally.
But that would have been critical information transmitted over police radios. And if correct, the officer would have thought the suspect was in that vehicle, reportedly headed toward him at a high rate of speed. Beverly Luster Brown wonders now how to explain this to her son's two children, including his namesake, who just signed a letter of intent last week.
That's hard for a child. It's hard for me, and I'm not a child. And I'm hurt, and I'm angry, and I'm trying to understand.
Now, I questioned Ms. Luster Brown about what she said to the 911 call taker repeatedly to make sure she remembered how she said it. She was adamant that she told them that it was her son, that he was a process server, that he had a gun, that he was chasing the men who had broken into his home. We know it's a complex case. We know on yesterday the police told us there were at least 3 locations they were trying to investigate where they heard the gunshots fired from, reportedly around Riverside and Bonneview, of course the Shady Creek address, and then the culminating critical incident there on Bonneview. But that piece of information, what did the dispatcher send out over the broadcast to all officers, including that off-duty police officer, Clarice, will be critical to what officers were thinking yesterday.
Yeah. Did he fire his weapon? Because according to his mother, yesterday police said they didn't find a weapon, but she did say to the 911 he is licensed to carry.
Well, she tells us, as you heard her say, that the son told her he fired his weapon. We were told yesterday that there were reports of shots fired, that people said they heard gunfire, but the police did not tell us at the crime scene yesterday whether a gun was found in the cab of that 2004 blue Dodge pickup truck. And we've tried repeatedly today through phone calls and emails to see if DPD would talk with us. We told them we had some questions. At one point we thought, we were told there might be something later this afternoon. That has not happened yet.
And Sean, still nothing from police?
No, nothing as of this hour. Maybe later tonight, but nothing yet.
All right, the investigation continues and lots of questions. Sean, thank you.